Hi, welcome back to Stitches by Christy. Today I'm here to show you how to make another super quick but fun holiday gift idea. Just a quick sew, one that's great to learn and also to use up all of your scraps. This is one that kids can make. It's really super easy. You can just seriously raid your scrap bin. You don't have to go buy special fabric for it. So today we are making an adorable twist knot headband. Okay. Some people like to wear the twist at the top of their head. Some like to hide it underneath their hair. But it's just nice that it's that versatile. You can make a quick gift with it. Make one of these and throw in some hand cream or foot cream or something. And it's just a super quick but thoughtful gift and really easy to make. So you can use any type of fabric you like. This one that I have is a double brush poly. Double brush poly is my favorite. It's super soft for one thing, but it's really stretchy and it has great recovery. So it stays put all day long. If you want to keep it on, it will stay on. You want to just make sure whatever you choose does have good recovery and stretch to it. Athletic knits are good. Swims are pretty good. They're good as far as a stretch. Some are more slippery than others are. So the more slippery ones will want to slide off your head. You can use sweater knits. They're kind of one of those that you need to just be careful when you're choosing them. Some are fine. Some do not have great recovery. So throughout the day, they will stretch out and just fall off. However, sweater knit ones are really cozy for if you just want to lounge around, throw one on when you're washing your face, taking a bath, whatever, just relaxing. They are super cozy for that. So if you want to use sweater knit, or if that's all you have, just try it. It's fine. You're not out much if you don't end up loving it. It just takes a little scrap. So we will go ahead and get started. I have cotton spandex for mine. And you need to cut your piece so that it is 8 inches wide by 20 inches long. You can change the measurements however you need to, but I find the 20 inches seems to be a pretty good length for most head sizes. Obviously, little kids, you'll need to make them shorter, but 20 inches is a pretty good starting point, and then you can always adjust from there. So the first thing we need to do is we need to fold it in half so that the right sides are together. And we're basically gonna just sew down the long side here. I am going to be using my serger for this part, and then I will move to my sewing machine for the second step. You can absolutely just use your sewing machine. If you don't have a serger, don't go buy a serger for this. Sergers are nice, but they're not necessary. So if you just have a sewing machine, use your sewing machine with a long stretch stitch. Make sure you do use a stretch stitch, otherwise it will just pop when you try and pull it over your head. So I am going to bring enough clips over with me, but that's okay. I've got mine clipped all the way down, and then I'm just going to sew down this side here on my serger. Okay, so I've got it sewn. Now you just want to turn it right sides out. You can use a safety pin if you need to, or some type of turning tool. I find that it's wide enough that I can get my hands in there, and it's not super long, so it's not crazy hard to do just by hand. So that's just what I do. But whatever works best for you, it's fine. Just get it all the way turned so it's right sides out. And now what you're going to do, you've got the seam that you just sewed up. You want to center that seam on the back side, okay? We don't want it on the edges. We want it exactly centered there. And just kind of use your fingers and press it down. It should stay put for the most part. If you need to clip it in place, you can. But just kind of press it as flat as you can, okay? And then this is a part, if you used your serger, you want to go to your sewing machine. So I'm gonna head over to my sewing machine so that we can sew the rest of our twist up. Okay, I am at my regular sewing machine. I've got mine sewn and the seam centered. So now we're gonna finish up the last little bit of it. So you're gonna place it, I'm gonna hold it up just because if I put it down on my table, you can't see it, but you're gonna have an easier time doing this if you lay it down flat. You're gonna place it so that the seam is down, okay? And we're gonna basically fold it in half. So you can see my seam here, okay? Fold it in half so that the part without the seams are together. You're going to, this part is kind of hard to explain, so I hope it makes sense, and if not, just ask in the comments and I'll help. You're gonna basically slide it so that they're like this. You're gonna match up one end with the center seam, okay? And then you're going to flip the back one. So this is my shorter side. You're gonna basically enclose both of the shorter sides. Does that make sense? So you've got it wrapped, one wrapped to the front and one wrapped to the back, okay? So you're sandwiching them together. And then I just like to put a little clip on there to hold it. Now we're gonna go to our machine and we're gonna sew this. You can sew straight across if you want to. I like to sew it with just a little bit of a curve. That makes it lay a little flatter, so you don't have a big bulge right in the center of your head. So yeah, not a big curve. I don't want to say that, but just like very subtle. Just start there, very subtle. So I'm gonna go ahead and do that, and then we will flip it. And make sure that you backstitch at the beginning and the end. And if you need to go over it a couple times just to make sure that all of your stitches have caught, do that. Okay, I have got mine sewn. Trimming up my threads now because you don't want those peeking out. So I don't know if you can see it, but it is just a very, very, very subtle curve there. You don't want it super dramatic, just a little bit. And then we're just going to take our scissors and we're going to trim this down pretty close to our line of stitches. And then I also like to kind of angle on each side. And that will just help it lay flatter and tuck in there a little bit nicer. Okay, so you can see mine. I've kind of angled both edges, and then we're just gonna flip it so that it's right side out. And there you have it. And that is all there is. See, I told you it is super quick. It's a great scrap buster. And people love them. They're adorable, and they fit nicely. So I hope you loved making these, and I can't wait to see what you do.